Hi there everybody. Today we're going to be looking at function machines. Really kind of easy kind of concept, this one. A function machine is effectively putting a number into something and then getting an output from it. All right, and it's only going to be a one-step process. This one, it's not a double function machine, it's just a very simple one-step function machine. And like I said, it's relatively straightforward, so it shouldn't take long to kind of get through. So all right, let's get going. So a function machine, it takes a number, applies a rule, and then spits out a result. Okay, so an input is number which kind of goes in, and an output is what comes out, and then there's often a rule that kind of somewhere sits in between. Okay, so really kind of straightforward. This. So find the output. So if I have a number to 4 and then I add 7 to it, my output is 11. Of course it is. All right, and that is classed as a function machine. So you just do what it tells you to do in the tin, right in the middle. Okay, so 14 minus 9 is going to give me 5. Dum. Easy as pie, isn't it? Really straightforward. All right, so 7 multiplied by 4 is going to give me 28. All right, so finding the output of a function machine, really kind of easy. You just follow the steps, it just tells you exactly what to do. All right, so the second part, of course, is finding the input. So we work backwards. All right, so you need to understand what a function machine is doing first of all, because I imagine you'd get many of those kind of questions in the exam, but you need to understand that you might have to work backwards from it. So you do the opposite of what is basically is told you to do. So if it's asked you to add something, then to go backwards you need to subtract. If it asks you to multiply something, then you need to divide, and so on and so on and so on. All right. So let's have a look at this example. So find the input. So something add 4 is 9. So when I work backwards, I'm going to do 9 subtract 4, take away 4, which is going to give me 5. And I can check that because 5 add 4 is 9. All right. So again, really kind of straightforward kind of idea is that you work backwards, you do the inverse operation of what's in the instructions. Okay, so something divided by 3 is 6. So working backwards is 6 multiplied by 3 gives me my 18, and that's the number that's gone into it. All right, so you're considering either what's happened to it and what's going to come out of it. All right, so those two concepts of finding the output and input, pretty straightforward. All right, the only thing that may kind of throw you a little bit as if they ask you to find out what the actual rule in the middle is. All right. Now, if you've just got one thing taking place, then it's not always going to be easy. So you need a combination of things taking place, and you've got to consider what both of those things are. So if I look at the 3 in isolation, I might say, well, 3 gives me 6. Well, it might be multiplied by 2. And absolutely right, it could be multiplied by 2. But of course, that does not work in the bottom one. 7 multiplied by 2 is not 10, so that is not the case. So I've got to consider both of these things. Well, what's the other option? Well, I could add 3, and that gives me 6. And does that work for the bottom one? Well, yes, it does. So my rule for this one is going to be add 3, isn't it? Okay, so add 3. So we've got to think about what the potential options are and consider it for both kind of solutions, or sorry, questions. So looking at this one here, so 10, well, I suppose the options might be here, divide by 5. And actually 40 divided by 5, well, it is, by the looks of it, it's 4 divided by 5. But it could have been, I guess, 10 take away 8 will give me 2. But of course, 40 take away 8 doesn't give me the 8 there. So from first input and output, the rule could be minus 8 or divide by 5. But of course, we've eliminated the minus 8. So it must be divided by 5. All right, so if you're dealing with a function machine which has 2 things that are taking place and you're trying to find the rule, then we need to consider both those options and pick the one that kind of works for both of them. All right. Okay, well, if you need some practice on it, please visit maths-school.co.uk. The link is at the bottom. And of course, do as much practice as you feel you need. All right, thanks for listening.